Assalamu alaikum class, how are you all? I hope you all are fine. As you know that today is 18th November 2024 and today is Monday and I am taking your science lesson and we are doing unit number 3 ecosystem. And you all know that in the last video lesson we are doing the topic greener cities. We have done the two topics in the last lesson. Then the first one is the greener cities and the second one is transfer of energy and poison through food chain. Okay, so in the first topic what we have done, we have discussed about the cities which are green. If any architect want to make a new city or the new building which is actually the source or the resource of the plants and the animals living there and that are the habitat of them, and they are trying to destroy their habitat, so the architect and the engineer must make the city that must be greener so that animals and the plants the plants can grow there and the animals can get their habitat too. So the greener cities are the mostly cities that having the plantation in them, and that is also helpful for the environment as well as the people that are doing the work there or that living there. Because actually the plantation or the greenery having a very positive impact on the mind of the person as well, and that can give the cooling effect. Air become very cool and the environment also become very safe, and that may be the pollution free. So in order to make the new cities and the buildings, that must be having the greenery in it. For this purpose, what the architect have in their mind? Good. The wise that the architect or the environmental planners have in their mind, that they can have a group discussion and they can discuss this matter very keenly, that the area that we are making, new area that we are making must have been the place or to grow the particular type of the plants, and there must be a small or food chain that can be exist in that area. So it is very important point in the mind of the environmental planner, that they have to they are very much concerned about all the animals and the plants of which they are taking the place. Okay. So we have done this first topic, and the second topic that we had done in the last lesson is the transfer of the energy and the poison through the food chain. And what is the food chain, boys? Good. The food chain is actually the chain of the living organism, the plants and the animals that can get the energy from the sun, and this energy can be transferred from the plants to the animals. Okay, so we have discussed just in the last lesson different food chains. Here I am making a simple food chain, just like the sun, then there is the leaves of the plant. That leaves are eaten by the rabbit. So the rabbit mostly like the vegetable. One vegetable we should write that name. That is the carrot. The carrot that is eaten by the rabbit, and the rabbit is eaten by any animal, any bigger carnivores, or the consumer, that may be the wolf or that may be the fox, any of the animals. Okay, so we can say that the energy of the sun, that is the natural source of the energy, that is transferring to the carrot, and in order to make we can say that the plants, the energy is transferring in the form of the sunlight in order to make their food or not. Yes, plants can make their food by which process, boys? Good. Photosynthesis. The photosynthesis can help the plants to make the food. It means that the plants are taking the energy from the sun and storing that energy, and that energy is transferring to the rabbit. And this some of the amount of the energy from the carrot is the energy is transferring to the rabbit, and the energy of the rabbit is further transferred into the wolf or the fox. The question here is arises that all type of the energy is transferred to the wolf or not? No, not the all type of the energy is transferring to the next organism, because the sum of the energy is utilized by the organism itself, and the rest of the energy, a small amount of the energy is wasted in the form of the waste material or the feces that can be released by the living organism, and then the small amount of the energy is transferred into the next organism. Isn't it? Yes. It means that the energy are small, not the all amount of the energy that is coming from the sun will move towards the wolf. It can be decreasing organism to organism. सही, कुछ एनर्जी जो है वो सारी उसने कैरेट में ली, then some of the energy can transfer to the rabbit कुछ उसको वेस्ट करेगा, then some from that the sum of the energy is transferred to the wolf. Okay. So, in the same way, can the poison also transfer to the next, the last organism or not? Yes. What does the word poison? From where the poison is coming from? Good. The poison can be coming from the insecticides or the pesticides that the farmers mostly spray on the fields and the crops. And these pesticides actually is the very much poison to the sometimes to the plants as well as the animals, the birds that can eat the pest, they can get the poison in its body. So if the farmer can spray the pesticide on the field of the carrot, then the small amount of the poison from when the rabbit will eat the carrot, the small amount can enter into the rabbit, and then if the rabbit is eaten by the wolf, that poison is transferred to the next organism. Okay, so this is the topic, and one more thing we have discussed about the pyramid or the not. We have discussed about the in the form of the pyramid also, that first of all this is the sun. Sun is giving the energy to the carrot, and the amount of the energy is becomes small, and then the energy is moved to the rabbit, and then small amount is reached to the top of the organism. So we can also say that if the amount of the कैरेट नहीं, इसको एनर्जी की सेंस में ही रखते हैं हम लोग, उस पॉइंट की तरफ नहीं जाते, that it is the transfer. I have made the pyramid in the form of the transfer of the energy. Okay, and sometimes if we talk about the pesticides, now the pesticides is also सबसे लास्ट वाले में जो है वो पेस्टिसाइड अगर थोड़ी अमाउंट में है, उसने फार्मर ने स्प्रे किया है, मगर आगे जाके वो ज्यादा हो जाएगी अमाउंट उसकी पेस्ट की, और वुल्फ में जाके बहुत ज्यादा हो जाएगी पॉइजन की अमाउंट. सही है. सो द पॉइजन कैन आल्सो ट्रांसफर एज द एनर्जी इज ट्रांसफरिंग. ओके, सो in the last lesson we have done these two topics, and we have done a quick review of these two topics. Now we have to do the next topic, today's topic, and today's topic is nomads. So our next topic or today's topic is nomads. What are nomads? do you have any idea what are nomads? No? Okay, I will tell you. Nomads are actually the, we have discussed in the last lessons that there are some animals that are competing with each other. They having a competition between them or not? Yes, we have discussed about that, the competition among the living organism, and sometimes there is a competition among the same species, and sometimes there is a competition against the different species. Okay, in the same way, the living organism, human beings also have to get the resource of the living to live or to survive in a good condition. They have to move from place to place. That are the people that can move from place to place, and they can't live in a one place. That type of the people are called as the nomads, जिसको हम उर्दू में खाना बदोश कहते हैं. खाना बदोश लोग वो होते हैं जो एक जगह पे नहीं रह पाते, वो एक जगह से दूसरी जगह मूव करते रहते हैं. They can move for any purpose. They can move for selling their goods, just like the Pathans जो अपनी ड्राई फ्रूट्स लेके नॉर्दर्न एरिया से हमारे इलाकों में आते हैं in order to sell their goods, and the nomads maybe take their herds with them, and they can move from place to place in order to give a good food to their livestock. डिफरेंट एनिमल्स को अच्छी चारागाहें देने के लिए ये खाना बदोश जो होते हैं वो एक जगह से दूसरी जगह भी मूव करते हैं. Nomads are of many types, and it depends upon the purpose they are moving. There are another type of the nomads that can move here and there in search of hunting different wild animals. उनको हंटिंग का बहुत शौक होता है कि वो वाइल्ड एनिमल्स को हंट करें, and they can take the different parts of it, so that having a different type of the nomads. And there are another type of the nomad that they can come from another place in search of the natural resources के कोई कोल या गोल्ड माइन की में जो है वो काम करने के लिए या डिगिंग के लिए आते हैं. They can again move to their place, to their homes. Okay, so we can say that the nomads are the people that can move from one place to another place because of any purpose. And if we talk about in the world, there are the different types of the nomads. In Bhutan or the Mongolia, the people take their herds with them, and they can move to the mountains, and they can having a camping there, and they can release their cattle, livestock, and they can allow them to eat the shrubs there, and they can also save their animals from the predators too. And whenever there is the winter season, then they can move downwards towards the land areas in order to live there, and they can sell their products that they have made in the different villages. So this is the type of the life. They having a little different life from us. They can't able to stay in one place. They love to move here and there in search of different purposes. Okay, so I hope so this topic you have understand well. So now we will do the question answer. Okay, now it's time for your homework, and the questions for the homework are: first question is define the term nomads and how we can them. How we can categorize them? Okay, the next question is, describe how seasonal changes affects the nomadic people. Okay, these are two questions. Okay, there are the two questions that you have to answer in your notebook. The first one is define the term nomads and how they can categorize and how we can categorize them. Okay, it means that you have to write down the definition of the nomads, how we can define them, and what are the different categories of them. Just like I have explained you that there are some nomads which are called as hunter nomads. They can go for hunting from one place to another place in search of getting the wildlife, and they can also go outside in search of the different resources, natural resources also. And there are also some other nomads which are called as the pastoral nomads, and the pastoral nomads are actually those nomads which can take their livestock with them, and they can help their livestock to get the proper feed and to eat the proper amount of their food, and take their herds from one place to another place, and they can also change their places according to the different seasons. Okay, and there are also some nomads which can only move from place to place in search of selling their goods. Just like some people that can come from the northern areas to the plain areas of our country in order to sell their different goods. Okay, the second question is describe how seasonal changes affect the nomadic people. The word the seasonal change, what does the word seasonal change means? We have done in the previous topic. Yes or no? Okay, good. We have done it. The seasonal changes are the changes we can that occurs according to the different seasons. Just like there are the different animals that can do the migration from place to place according to the different seasons. Just like the birds and the some animals that can hibernate in the winters. Because it is very difficult for them to go outside for the search of the food. So in the same way, the nomadic people can also changes their places according to the seasons. When there is the winter, they can move towards the area which is a warmer place, and they can go there and sell their goods. And they when the summer gone, and then again they can move to their original places, again where they are living, and they can do the camping there, and they can help their livestock to get the proper food. There is another type of the nomads that are also called as the traditional nomads, and they can move in this when there is a new areas, moving to the new areas as the resources started to run out. They can move to the new places, but nowadays the farmer do not allow them to move into their to their own areas, because they feel that they can bring the different diseases with them, and they can disturb their the habitat of the animals also, because they can destroy all the habitat of the animals on which the local people can rely on it for the food. It is the type of the category of the nomads. Okay, so this can also can become on the seasonal the point can also come in the seasonal changes. that when the season change, the nomadic people can come to the area where the local people are living, and they can disturb their living also, and they can also disturb the habitat of their animals, and they can destroy all the habitat in which the local people's living organism are living. So the local people do not allow the nomads to come to and take their place. Okay, so these are the two questions that you have to do regarding to this topic. So it's all from my side. I hope so you have understand very well. So it's all. Allah Hafiz.